And welcome back, guys, to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, Kenji talked about a interesting conspiracy, but probably shouldn't go too deep into that, so I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed. This school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of the mountain. It's isolated on the top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more a school and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottle of pills arranged side by side on my desk. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Oh, did you do your homework? Or did he fall asleep? Hopefully he did his homework. Homework's very important. I feel very tired this morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that now, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so this situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. Turn my head and see Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. This is a smile that says, "We have you now. There's no escape."
Ii-chan, it looks like we're together again. Yay, yay!
Oh, Jesus. They're getting in close. They're coming in for the kill. Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There's really no escaping now unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly.
What's wrong, Ii-chan? Oh, Ii-chan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you?
Oh my god.
It's okay, Ii-chan. We were talking about it after you left, and it would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right?
I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense, and even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only two problems. I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a bit much, considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her as much as the fact that there is work, and the actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there. Huh?
Who, Ii-chan?
Her. Hanako. over there. Does she always work alone?
I think so, He-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone?
I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us, or something.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea, He-chan.
Why not?
She-chan wouldn't get along with her.
Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. Yeah, stranger than the laugh that I've given her, right? It's nervous, but still has that lighting up and down quality present in everything she says.
Just because, He-chan.
By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
What, Shi-chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not going to say that.
You said it anyway.
I know, He-chan. It's fine if you overhear.
Oh, Jesus. One of these days I'm going to learn sign, and she's going to not be happy with the fact that she can't have these silly private conversations with her. I mean, not that she's, like, not letting him overhear it, but at the same time. I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing Shizune is saying, and vice versa. No, I still adamantly believe that Shizune can read lips. I am almost 100% guarantee that she can. Is that also why she signs all the time? So there's so there's never a conversation Shizune will be left out of?
Anyway, we should start our problems now, He-chan.
We finish with time to spare and decide to ask if there is any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly, the food so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing amongst themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. You know, this is one thing I've always noticed about, like, somewhat reserved protagonists. Is, like, obviously we're seeing the story through Hisao's eyes. It makes complete sense. He's the main character, you know, and we're sort of projecting onto him, but he's got his own personality. But if you really picture these events in your head, there's a lot of him just sitting there and staring at people in a sort of weird kind of creepy way. I don't want to say it's creepy, but just think, he's just sitting there waiting for them to finish arguing. And it's almost in complete silence too, right? Because they're signing to one another. So you're just sort of like, and he's talking to himself, like he's narrating his thoughts out loud in a sense. So I don't know, it's such a weird thing to picture. And I've always said this about books, is a lot of the times whenever you read something and it's very descriptive, or like a character, whether it's in first person or third person, you get this sort of feeling that they're spending way too much time staring at something. Like when you go outside to the park, for example, and you see a swing, your mind processes the swing and you're just like, that's a swing, and then you turn away. You may get curious by it and you'll look and see if it's blowing in the wind and stuff like that, but you don't narrate each individual chain or the sound of it. You're not really paying attention to that. It's sort of subconscious. So it's always interesting in novels when things get overly descriptive, especially in the first person narrative, that isn't opinionated. Like when they're describing a situation, that it seems kind of odd that they're spending maybe about 2 or 3 minutes thinking it over in their head. I don't know, just an observation that I've made over the books that I've read for years and years and years. Maybe they seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks, the ones with actual boxed lunches mixed in, and the chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels that I'm the only one who can see her, almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I started watching her. Yeah, see, like I said, you really start to think about it. You're just like, dude, this guy is creeping out. But I mean, I don't know. It's now that I'm putting things into perspective. I mean, I ride the bus. I can't drive, so I have to take like city buses and Ubers and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where I do people watch, right? And you sort of come up with your own stories or whatever, especially for people that you constantly see but have never spoken to. I don't know if you guys have the same sort of thing when you go, like conventions, like an anime convention, for example. Boom, definitely, totally hit those up quite a lot. But anyway, I guess she's waiting for someone. What to do? Alright, wait for Suzune and Misha to come to a decision, read a book, talk with Hanako. You know, I don't wanna rock the boat. You know, like, she's already scared of me. It's probably a good idea to go talk to her. Read my book seems like a complete, you know, like, whatever. Whereas in, like, you know, talking to Suzune and Misha, I mean, there are, like, we did set up for that. We totally set up for that, so we'll wait on them to make a decision. Misha and Suzune are still arguing about their choice for a lunch place. Incomprehensible for a pair of high school students who have to take a taxi at least to make it to downtown and back in time. Haven't you finished already?
Oh, sorry, Hee-chan. Were you waiting on us? You don't have any plans?
Plans?
For lunch?
Well, I don't, so I thought I could hang out with you guys. Misha smiles victoriously at my lack of plans and excitedly translates my response to Suzune.
If you don't have anything specific planned out, do you want to eat lunch with me and Hee-chan? Ah, we're going to go to town for lunch, though. Don't worry, Hee-chan, it's not that far.
Sure, I'll come with you. And with that, we leave the classroom. Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway train. Ouch! Opening my eyes to see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. They belong to they belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down onto the hallway floor. She's wearing a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as rather strange to have on during a lunch. Okay, yeah, I see. I see the word semblance there. My whole brain took a fart there. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Or she does, but they're not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. Oh, shit. Yeah, he can't take proper trauma to his chest like that. That's probably bad. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up.
Aw, man. Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going, and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry.
She looks really apologetic, in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. And it's okay, don't worry about it. Ugh. Yeah, I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest problem possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I try to rub my solar plexus, solar plexus, to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. Oh, this is not good. It seems normal.
Hey, should I get a nurse?
The worried, high-pitched voice of this girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds dumbfounded until I realize that I probably looked worse off than I really was, double over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me. Big time, but it's nothing more than that.
You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard.
It's okay. I said I was fine, and nothing's broken. No harm done.
That's good.
I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time the girl... Oh, whoa.
Eep.
I don't have time to look behind me. I didn't auto-advance that text by accident. It just did that. I don't have time to look behind me because Shizune is already shoving me aside and stomping over to the girl, signing furiously at her.
Miss Ibarazaki, I saw that. Running in the halls is strictly forbidden.
Misha translates right on Shizune's tail, but her voice is girlishly playful, not full of the divine fury Shizune's arm movements would seem to call for.
Sorry, I was just going to get some stuff, and I was just in kind of a hurry. You've been told this 1,000 times before. Your reckless behavior endangers other students, and even worse, it explicitly against the school regulations.
I do kind of like the fact, I'm like, alright, so she's being bubbly when she's like yelling at her. So it's really funny. Like, now that I voice acted out, I'm like, oh, that's actually really funny. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute, I find myself smiling.
I know that. I just...
Uh-oh.
Make sure that this will not happen again, although I'm sure telling you this is futile and only causes me further headache when you choose to ignore the regulations. Got that, Emmy?
A small girl sticks her tongue out in response.
I gotta go. Teacher will have my head. I promised to help with the printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, I've got to change and everything.
Before Misha and I can say anything, she's already bolted from where she was a second ago, almost halfway towards the stairwell. Shizune looks like she's about to go nuclear on the spot. So I smile at her in a vain attempt to calm her down. Uh-oh.
Are you okay, Hichan? That
Ibarazaki, there we go. I can say it. I can say Japanese words.
That Ibarazaki girl is always like that, causing trouble to others.
You know, I'm pretty certain Shizune wouldn't call me Hichan.
Never mind, never mind.
Yeah, anyway, I'm okay. Just got the wind knocked out of me.
That's great, Hichan.
Why aren't we... Actually, I think Shizune has picked up on the fact that that's not the only thing. I mean, she is the class rep, so she actually may know what my condition is. Because most class reps usually has at least a little bit of knowledge about all the students in the class, and especially in this case, because this is like a hospitalized specialty school. So I wouldn't be surprised if she already knows about my heart condition. I wouldn't call that great, but I let it slide this one time.
So let's hurry, Hichan, to have lunch. We promise it'll be great.
I'll take your word for it. What kind of place is it?
A restaurant?
A restaurant or something? Is it the cafeteria? Oh my god, I swear to god if it's the cafeteria.
It's a tea house, Hichan.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll go with the tea house. Sure, why not? A tea house, that sounds kind of fancy.
Why are you looking at your wallet, Hichan? It's okay, you don't have any money. We'll cover for you.
That's really nice of you. Thanks.
It's okay, Hee-chan. After all, we're friends, right, Hee-chan?
Jesus. I've always hated people that do that. It's like, hi Andrew, how are you doing? You're such a cool guy, Andrew. Okay, you don't need to put my name there at the end. Like it's such a weird way of speaking. I mean, obviously people are younger too, but like when you refer to someone by their first name multiple times, it almost sounds disingenuous in a sense. It's only been 3 days. Are we really friends that quickly? But hearing that makes me happy.
Ah, it's only for today, though, and only if you accept right now. Do you want to go, Hee-chan?
Okay, like, what type of accepting am I doing here? I accept to go to the tea house. I'm saying that right now. I start wondering if this is some kind of trap. Thank you, Hisao. Thank you. Thank goodness that he is noticing this. Is this Misha's suggestion or Shizune's? This is important. I'm still a little apprehensive about the possible motives of a girl whose favorite pastime is the game of world domination. No, I'm just being paranoid. Actually, they have grown on me already, and I do have to go to town sometime, so why not now, with them? I've never actually been to a tea house before. All my expectations are from what I've seen about them on TV, but those are period dramas, and these are more modern times. It might just be a regular cafe, and they're just calling it a tea house. Either way, I'm curious about that too, so there's another reason for me to join them. Sure.
That's great, Hee-chan. That's great. That's great. Yay!
Oh, Jesus. Misha hops up and down briefly to show how happy she is, which causes a few heads to turn towards us. Shizune opts for a polite, tiny clap that lasts for all of 2 seconds before she goes back to looking stoic and as usual. Would it kill you to be a little happier, Shizune?
Oh, I wasn't aware that Hee-chan was a king.
What? You know what? On that what note, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So take care and stay frosty.